Hello, everyone. My name is Aline Boyd. I am extremely happy to be here today because I have two wonderful guests. Pianist Pablo Galdo, the founder of the City of Vigo International Piano Competition in Spain. He's the founder and artistic director. And also we have Estefan Iateckiw, from Brazil, pianist, amazing pianist, young pianist, who was the winner of our competition. I am Aline Boyd. I'm the executive manager of this competition, the City of Vigo Piano Competition in Spain, and I am so very honored to have these two wonderful guests. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I will start with Pablo. So Pablo, I would like you to share a little bit of your musical background with us.
Well, I was studying in Spain till I was 21, 22 years old. I was in Ferrol, my city, first, and after I went to Vigo, where I studied 3 years. And in the meanwhile, I was visiting Madrid. I was studying with a Hungarian professor. He was the teacher of András Sif and Zoltán Kocsis and Decho Rankin. His name was Ferenc Rados. He was an amazing musician, teacher. Also, he was a teacher of Claudio Martínez Mener and, all these people. So I was very lucky to study 2 years with him. And after that, because he was so good, and I felt in love with the Hungarian approach. Then I left to Hungary for 3 years. I studied there with other different professors, very good. Mainly, I would like to name to András Kemenes, who was excellent and is an excellent musician. And then after that, I still went with another Hungarian professor, but to Salzburg, to Mozarteum University. And he used to play with András Sif for hands. And then it was also interesting. But also, I was in the line of the Hungarian school for many years. And then finally, I went to Moscow with Elisabeth Saladze. And even if I studied not so long time, because after I had to come back to Spain, I was absorbing a lot of interesting things from the Russian school. And so my combination is a little bit from here and from there, And well, I was very lucky because I always had very good musicians around, especially since I was in the 20s, 19, 20 years old. And that is my basic background.
Amazing. So you were the founder and artistic director of the City of Vigo International Piano Competition. Can you tell us a little bit more about the competition?
Well, this competition was born after my idea to do something big in the city of Vigo. They didn't have an international piano competition before. And then, yes, it was my entire idea, including the rules of the competition and everything. The first years were very difficult because we had very little help. Still, we need much more help, Of course, I wish to increase the prices and everything, but it's difficult because we don't have the help and the sponsors we would like to have. But still, I was able to, with very little money, budget, I was able to do something, I think, quite big. Because already from the first year, were excellent musicians in the jury. Especially from the second year of the competition, were top musicians. So the competition became extremely in a quick way, very famous, and especially because also we had great people in the jury. In the third edition was Marta Argerich as the president of the jury, Nelson Freire, Tomás Vasari, Sergio Tiempo. So we were in the same jury, and the next year was the same jury again, but Nelson could not come at the end. It was a pandemic time, was difficult the single year, but I think the competition, thanks to those people who supported us, became quite a competition and quite a very strong level. In fact, I must say, and I am very proud to say that our prize winners, before and also after, won some of the major prizes in the most important competitions in the planet. And that is something. That it means that the Vigo competition is a big motivation for entering and for winning afterwards big competitions. And I don't believe in casualties, because this year in Chopin competition, first of all, in the preliminary round, already were chosen around 8 or 9 prize winners of Vigo. Then after, in the Chopin competition, entered 5 prize winners of Vigo. Because it was Diana Cooper, who was the first prize in 2022. Then it was Pedro Lopez, who won the Best Spanish Pianist prize, also I think in 2000. I'm not sure, 2019, I think, or 2018, something like that. 2019 probably. Then we had David Kirikuli, who was the prize winner in 2024.
Yes,
I think you remember.
I remember.
Very strong edition as well. In 2023, it was also an incredible level, and the winner was Miyu Sindo, who is now also together with David Kirikuli. I'm not sure if it's David or David, but because in the Chopin competition they say David, not? But anyway, we understand. Then they are both in the final, together with Thipton Wang. And Thipton Wang was in Vigo competition in 2018. Already she was extremely good, and she got honorable mention from the jury. And then in 2022, she was the winner of Ferrol competition. And Ferrol competition in that year was under my hands as well. So see, so I'm very proud to say that in the editions I was the artistic director, there were great people. But we cannot forget about Georgi Giyashvili, who was the winner in 2019 of the competition. 2019, he was the prize winner. And then after, he got prizes in major competitions as Busoni and Arthur Rubinstein. He was, I think, third in Busoni and second in Arthur Rubinstein. Then the second prize of that edition, and that is amazing, he won the Leeds competition, I think 3 years ago. Alim Beisenbayev, he's fantastic. He played recently in Bilbao, and it was a great success. And these concerts come all because of the Vigo competition. Then, and that is unbelievable, the following year, it was an online competition. So, through online recordings, it's very difficult because we are not in the same stage, So, but still, were great competitors. Pedro was in that edition, I believe. And also Stefan was in that edition. So you see, we had fantastic level, Stefan, who was after and who is here today, the winner of our competition. And we are proud, because it was a very strong level competition last year. And we are proud of these winners. Then I must say, no, because I forgot, I was naming 2019. But in 2018, there was girl who, her name is Union 10, and she got last year the second prize in Leeds competition, and she was the second prize of Vigo competition as well in that year.
Wow.
And he could perfectly have won the first prize, but there is, of course, the jury. At the end, we are several people, and then the winner was another participant who was really good as well. And then this participant, Vladimir Petrov, he was also the prize public of the Busoni competition, I think the next year. So you see, an amazing list of prize winners. Then that was very interesting because in 2023, no, sorry, 2022, or I forgot now. I think must be, no, 2021. The winner was Ilya Papoyan. Ilya Papoyan was the third prize in the Tchaikovsky competition, I think the next year or 2 years later, and also was the third prize of the Rachmaninoff competition. And he has an amazing career now. He's giving, saying like Georgi Yashvili. Georgi Yashvili, the first prize in the most important in the his first prize was in Vigo competition. But Vigo competition already he was invited to many places after winning Vigo. So that is really amazing. So I was telling you about the 2021 edition. Ilya Papoyan was the first prize, but, and that is amazing as well, the second prize was a winner of Arthur Rubinstein competition. And also I think it was the Busoni competition was second prize or something like that. So we had an amazing winners. Then now, 2025, Stefan won the competition. And of course, after the coming through Vigo, he won now a prize in an Italian competition. And I am sure that he will also win, I hope so, important competitions. So Vigo is the platform for a great future of participants. And now I am proud to say that we have 3 finalists in one of the most important competitions in the world, which is Chopin competition. Actually, I think also Pedro and Diana, for my opinion, they deserve to, in my opinion, they deserve to go to the next round. But okay, you see, jury sometimes is like this. But see, I don't think there is any competition in the world, and Aline, what is the level of Vigo, because you are, somehow involved as well. Now, there is no competition in the planet that has 3 prize winners in the final of Chopin competition. That is amazing. From 11 finalists, which planned to be 10, but okay, there was, I think, a draw in between the 10 and the 11. There are 3 finalists from Vigo competition, and I believe, that is my opinion, they have many chances to win prizes.
Oh, yeah.
And even David was playing now in the Vigo competition in April. He played in the inaugural concert. I think Stefan was not in the inaugural concert, but he played in the inaugural concert. Amazing concert. So very few. And we should not forget that 1 year ago, in July 2024, he was the prize winner of Vigo. And 1 year later, he's in the final of the Chopin competition. So you see, I am very proud to say that nowadays, checking all these results and following the statistics, Vigo is one of the top level competitions in Europe, for sure. And also is growing every year. there are higher and higher level, which is very good, even if the prices are not so big. But for instance, the first prize winner has many concerts. Now, for instance, Estefan, who won recently, he will have minimum 7 concerts. And even probably could be more, you know? So we are very proud. We are very proud of this. And, we should not forget that before Vigo, Estefan was a laureate prize winner in Rachmaninoff competition, you know? So we're very proud. We are very proud. And now in 2026, I believe that now Vigo is quite very famous and it has a big reputation, and more people will come.
I am sure.
And now we will have novelties. I don't want to say yet. I think you know something, Aline, but I don't want to say in this interview because this is a secret. And Stefan knows something as well, but we will not.
We'll not share that.
No, not yet, not yet. But in the
Oh,
moment,
yeah.
maybe we can do another interview or anything like that. So about your question, yes, it was a big effort. It's still a big effort to bring this competition. But since 2017, we did the competition every year, which is also amazing because usually, for example, Chopin competition is every 5 years, I mean, we are very proud. And also, I am proud to say that many jury members before Vigo, they were never sitting in the jury.
That's amazing. Yes.
But yes, and that is, I'm also very happy about that. When I invited them to Vigo, they say yes. It's the case, for example, Rafael Blechak, first time in the whole competition, in the full competition, as a jury member. Then Sergio Tiempo was the first time in the jury member. I believe Nelson Freire was the first time in a competition out of a main competition. I'm not sure if he was in Tchaikovsky before, but I think it's one of the first competitions where he was.
He was in
Marta Argerich as well, and Marta Argerich was also another years, not only that. Then Rafael Blechak, as I say, he was the first time. Then Oli Mustonen was the first time. That is unbelievable in Vigo. Then Tamas Basari, who was in very important competitions for 11 years, he refused to be in competitions and he accepted to be in Vigo after that. Then last year we had also, what is his name, Stefan or Aline? The last year we had this Polish, I sometimes forget, what is his name? You remember, Stefan?
I don't remember. I remember that was Dmitry Alexeyev.
Alexeyev, yeah?
Yes.
We must remember this because this is. I'm going to try to check, but I think we need to remember this because this is very important.
Yeah.
I need to take 1 second because I always remember now. Yes.
Anderchevsky. Piotr
Anderchevsky. Anderchevsky, can you believe he never accepted to be in jury members, like a jury member in any competition. And Vigo, he said yes. So we are, a list of names who were never in competition before, and suddenly they want to be in Vigo. And I can assure you that all those jury members are in an incredible level. And I don't want to say anything else because if I start to speak about Vigo and how this was created, I will never end. So that is my end. Sorry for for talking that much, but I needed to say all these things.
Of course, and we love the competition and the mission of the competition, the high level of the competition. And we are looking forward for the competition 2026. Before I continue with you, Pablo, I just would like to ask a question to Stefan. So, Stefan, thank you so much again for accepting to be here today and for making yourself available for that. We are extremely honored to have your presence here. So, Stefan is a wonderful pianist, classical pianist from Brazil. So, we are both from Brazil. And he won a lot of competitions and was accepted recently at Juilliard School, right? So he's recognized for his technique and expressiveness, and he was the prize winner of City of Vigo International Piano Competition in 2025. So I would like you to share a little bit, Stefan, your music background with us.
First of all, thank you so much, Aline. Thank you so much, Pablo, for talking a little bit about me and about this amazing competition that I had the honor to be the winner of. Uh, First of all, I started playing piano when I was 5 years old, and I basically my whole childhood I was presented to the Russian old piano school, and it was very useful for me, of course, because from my age of 9, I started winning many competitions in Brazil, outside of Brazil as well. I won a Rachmaninoff competition in Germany, and I was a laureate at Porto piano competition when I was very young. And I won a very important competition as well in Brazil called Preludio. Maybe Aline knows this
Yes,
competition.
no.
And through this competition, I won a scholarship, full scholarship to study in Hungary, in Liszt, Ferenc Liszt Academy of Music. But as I told you, all my my professional, like my musical background, I was taught in Russian style, Russian old piano music, and my passion to Russia led me to go there and just to be accepted at 15 years old at Moscow State Tchaikovsky Conservatory. I
Wow.
yes, I finished my high school when I was 14 in Brazil, and from 15 years old I was already a student in class of Sergei Kuznetsov, this amazing pianist. And then I studied there for almost 3.5 years. I just loved the environment, the musical environment that there is there in this country. I watched to so many concerts, so many brilliant pianists, and I was able to get masterclass from thousands of good pianists and professors. And in 2022, I was a laureate at the important Rachmaninoff competition. I was 18 years old. And then I had to come back to Brazil, unfortunately, due to many circumstances. First of all, the situation, global situation right now in the planet. And I did not feel safe to continue there. And I went back to Brazil. And I started like to play a lot, to perform a lot in concerts, and I played a lot in Europe, in Brazil, and I decided to apply to some important competitions, such as Vigo, such as Italian competition that I've just won, and I wasn't sure how would I be because, of course, I was almost 3 years without any mentoring, any teacher. But when I went to Vigo, I decided to put all my heart in Russian music. So I decided to play like First Sonata of Rachmaninoff, this repertoire that is just so familiar to me. And actually, one of interesting facts about my professional background is about that I from my 18 years old I have the complete works of Rachmaninoff in repertoire. So I have been played all the Rachmaninoff works for orchestra and piano, concertos, chamber music, piano solo works. So I've been playing a lot of Rachmaninoff music, and I recorded 3 CDs with Rachmaninoff music as well. And then I applied to Vigo. Of course, I was very overwhelmed because it is a very important competition, but I had a very good experience there. The organization was just perfect, brilliant. And one of the most important things for me as a participant is that all the competitors had a very good amount of time to practice every day. And that's one of the things that's very rare in competitions. And as I told you, I just participated in Rachmaninoff competition, and previously I won many others competitions. But after Rachmaninoff competition, I had no no competition, like a routine in these years. So I wasn't sure how would it be in Vigo. But I felt extremely comfortable with the piano, with the practice hours, with the repertoire that I chose. So it's a free choice. That's a very good thing, because a free choice program, because we can express ourselves better in the kind of music that we feel more connected to.
Yes.
And then I the level was really high, really high. The competitors, first of all, there was no limit age, so age limit. So I was competing with people of like almost 60 years old, and that's very, very good, because it's a challenge for every musician. I'm 21 this year, and yeah, I was very happy. And the final in the theater in Vigo also was a very good, very overwhelming experience. And then I have right now many concerts in Spain upcoming because of this competition. Is That's one of the things that are most important, because it's not just about prize money of money prize of the competition. The most important thing is our career, to make contacts, to make contacts with others philharmonicas, or with others theaters, and that's opportunity to play in another places. In Spain, for example, it's a very important opportunity to all the participants, all the winners. And I am so happy to announce that I right now have a tour in Spain next year because of this competition. I really appreciate
Amazing.
Pablo. And I had also, I applied for an important competition in Italy, RPM, Russian Piano Music. It was 2 weeks ago, if I'm not wrong. And I am happy to announce that I was the winner as well of this competition and the public award. As well, it was in Vigo. I won the public award and the first prize. The same thing happened in Italy, RPM competition. So I'm very happy with that. And besides of competitions, this year I applied for Juilliard School because I really needed to like finish my studies, my bachelor's degree. And as I told you, I did not feel comfortable to continue in Russia. And I got this amazing opportunity. I received an invitation to be part of Sergei Babayan's class. He is an amazing pianist, Sergei Babayan, Armenian, and he extremely um, difficult to get in his class because it's just me and more two students at Juilliard School. So he decided to invite me to his class, and I was very honored. And I started from September in Juilliard, so I'm living right now in New York. And yeah, that's basically my whole life. And by the way, I won the full scholarship for tuition in Juilliard School. So it's a very high level competition inside of this school to gain this scholarship, and I was also the winner. So yeah, and you wrote me about my future plans. Uh, my future plans are, of course, I want to play in all these concertos that they are coming. I have a tour in Brazil as well. So many concerts coming next year, but I want to, of course, participate in Chopin's Leads and Arthur Rubinstein's competition in a few years later. And of course, with Sergei Babayan's guidance, studying at Juilliard, of course, I will have even more I will be more comfortable because, as I told you, I won Vigo competition without any mentorship for 3 years. And now, with the mentorship of Sergei Babayan, of course, I would have many chances to participate in these huge competitions as well. So I really appreciate all the organization of Vigo competition, and I must say that it was an excellent competition, and it's definitely worth it to go there and to prove yourself as the next competition. Pablo Galdo told me that it's going to be even more special. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the new prize winners, and really congratulations for all the artistic director, the organization. It was a very good time, very good experience.
Amazing, amazing, Stefan. We are so honored to be able to talk to you and to watch. We are proud of you. As a Brazilian, as a Brazilian pianist and as a Brazilian human being, let's say like that. I am very, 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 very proud of you and all your accomplishments, and we are wishing you the very best. I want just to ask, go to Pablo and then go to you after Pablo to one more questions, two more questions actually. Pablo, what define a great musician in your opinion? What defines you? What is the definition of a great musician in your opinion?
Well, I think there's a combination of many factors, many things. It's not the definition about a good musician for me is not about only about to play an instrument well. A good musician should be many things, and I think it's very, very important, for instance, that musicians or pianists, talking about specifically this instrument, they know what they are doing. They should not just play the piano because the teacher tell them how to play. And then we find that finally there are many, many pianists, but we need not only pianists who are instructed to be pianists. We need pianists who, by themselves, they are able to be pianists. Because this is very important. And I find nowadays, unfortunately, there are many pianists who seem to me to be more very good students, but very good students doesn't mean good musicians. For me, a good pianist should be as well a good musician. And then also it's very important that we find interesting musicians, pianists, and artists. So it's a combination which takes a lot of time. And we are also changing because we play different now, like we played 10 years ago, and this is also positive to change, Could be for the better, could be in a different way, and sometimes could be that in moments of our life we do not as well as before, but it's also because we need to approach and we need to search for a better way to play. So, which it means something good. So sometimes to get lost is a positive thing. And then this combination, to know what we do, to like and to want to do, to understand from where things come from, to be able to, let's say metaphorically, to cook the music by ourselves, not because someone tells us how to cook the music. And all this combination to understand what we do, to feel, which is extremely important, because many people, they don't feel at all. And when you do something very well or quite well, but you don't feel, it's like you are not doing well. It's like someone who plays every note without any mistake, but at the end, this person cannot say anything interesting with the music. This is similar to mistake every note. Even if, he plays or she plays all the notes, Then you see, I think this also, and the last point, which is extremely important, is to give the music to the public. To be able to touch people. because there are million pianists nowadays, you know, and unfortunately, I must be honest, at least to me, because it's subjective as well. Not many are able to touch your to create goosebumps, or I don't know how to say in English,
Yeah.
into you. And this, is already a beautiful thing to touch people's heart. Why? Because many people, they try to do all their lives, and even if they try, they will be never able to do it. And that is the beautiful thing, because it's a mystery. Who touch, who doesn't touch people, who has charisma or who has no charisma. Charisma is not something that a teacher can teach you,
Exactly.
Charisma is either something you have, either something you don't have. Can you approach charisma? Maybe when you try to approach, you already lose it. Because the charisma is something which should be very natural, and that you have it, but you don't know why you have it. It's like talent, why you have this talent? Because sometimes you don't understand why you have it, but you have it. You do things, and sometimes it's a mystery. But charisma, especially, even if you search all your life, maybe you die without any charisma. So I think it's not something you search. It's not something you learn. It's something either you have it or you don't have it. And it is related, and this I don't want to forget this very important point, with the soul of each person. The soul is very important. And we should not forget that to be a pianist is a matter of to want to be as well. Because many people have great qualities. They could be incredible pianists, but they need to want as well. And there are crises, when at some point you have crisis. Van Cliburn, Horowitz, Glenn Gould. So all these people has a lot of doubts during their career, Also Gabrilov, I can put as an example. He left piano for many years, Some of them, they have physical problems, injuries. Actually, most of the pianists have injuries at some point of their lives, but they don't arise or they don't want to say, And I know pianists who had injuries. For instance, now I can say Murray Peraya, Radu Lupu had injury. I think Maria Jo Pires, So some of the greatest pianists had some issues. I can say Gary Grafman, or who is this guy who died recently. He was left-handed, but he was amazing. He was teaching in United States. Well, I forgot. He had barb, and he was quite famous. If you can say, you can also say Stefan or Aline, but he was quite famous, as well. So, in general, many musicians. I remember Schumann also. He had hands problems, and he had to stop playing piano. So during our careers, we find a lot of sometimes obstacles and sometimes difficulties, So this is why piano, to be a pianist, to be a musician, is a very hard and difficult thing, And we need to think that it's not about piano. When I see those pianists who practice 10 hours per day, but they don't know what is love. They don't know what is, sometimes they don't know what is suffering, A part of practicing 10 hours per day, which should be not easy. But, I think the question is very huge uh, to answer, because also what? So if we speak about being a musician, a complete musician, a complete pianist, we should think also about different factors. For instance, if you play something, a piece with different voices, it is a different thing to play without a score than to play by memory. Because many people play without a score, but they don't know by memory the piece. By memory means that if you have to know the individual voices. This also makes you a better musician. To be able to sing or to play and to sing at the same time. That is also which makes us better musicians. So to be a better musician and better pianist is many, many, many factors. And especially to be able to feel the connection between the different sounds, the different harmonies. That is also very, very important, I think. Well, I cannot, if I start to speak about this, even now, sorry for the speech, but
It's
if I
great.
start to speak, I think we could be the full day and tomorrow and after tomorrow and after tomorrow speaking about all these things, which makes the music interesting. But okay, I want to be brief and to say the most important things which I consider and I don't want to prolong because I want also to listen Stefan now.
Well, thank you so much, Pablo. Yes, what you were saying is so important. And yes, being a pianist or being a great musician actually are two different things. So thank you so much for sharing that, your thoughts, and you are giving me now a lot of. I will need time myself to process what you were saying because it's so, so deep. There are so many deep aspects on what you were saying that I would really need time to process, and it is wonderful. Thank you so much for giving advice and providing your opinion and your perspective in musicianship. So I would like to talk into end today, actually asking a question to Stefan and thanking him again for being here. I'm so happy for having him here. I would like you to share, Stefan, your practice routine with us. I would like you to tell a little bit how you practice or how you divide that, your practice routine. And I want you to say, if you could give an advice to young pianists, which advice would you give? So I would like to end our interview today with those two, let's say, two questions.
Okay. First of all, my practice routine varies
Mhm.
sometimes. Of course, when I'm preparing to a competition or some important concert, I can study up to 12 hours or even more without getting up from the piano. So, yeah, I practice a lot. But meanwhile, I try to, you know, about what Pablo was saying, that a musician has to be not only a good pianist, not good at moving fingers on the keyboard, but of course having a good background in the brain, knowing so many things. And then one very interesting question that I wanted also to discuss in Russia. I learned a lot that a musician cannot be only as how can I say, like, not know something. For example, we have to know about art. We have to know about literature. We have to know about philosophy. A musician must be a complete artist to be a good musician. And that's one of the things that I've been learning and I've been practicing a lot in my whole life. I don't want to be on stage and play like perfectly all notes without any meaning. That's one of the things that I most of all practice. And to achieve a sound that I want, it's not basically only about technique. It's about imagination. We have to imagine a sound. We have to imagine what the composer felt like when he was composing this sort of piece. So these are included in my practice hours about what should I do to be as as closer as I can to the composer's intention to the music, but as well as to show my own artistic voice. So that finding this balance between respecting the composer's idea and to express myself through music is one of the most challenging part of our work, our art, and that's what I spend the most time working on when I practice. Right now, I'm at Juilliard, and I must say the schedule is crazy. Well, I because as I'm a transfer student, I have many subjects. Everything together is quite different than in Russian, which as I must say, because I had more time to practice. So, I here I'm having to practice all night long to have more time to because I'm a slow person to practice. So I don't practice like 1 2 hours 3 hours 4 hours a day, and that's okay. No, I have to practice a lot to think a lot of the sound. So here is my schedule is very different than it was before. But yeah, I love to spending time in more important theoretical things as well, not just in front of piano and playing and all the details. And about I forgot the second question, Aline. It
Which
was about
advice would you would give to a young pianist?
I mean, of course, as you should start as early as you can. That's one of the most important thing. Piano, as Rachmaninoff said, piano music is enough for a lifetime, but a lifetime not is not enough for music. So
Yes.
you have to have time to music get into your soul, and I think one of the most important things that it is to be a good musician is to be honest on stage, not to be false in your emotions. You have to really feel that music, and then the public will feel as well. So one of the most things that bother me when I listen to music is that the pianist playing might be amazing, but without heart. And that's what I really advise when I do masterclass, when I teach in masterclass, when I teach kids, when I teach adults, is to be honest, to express themselves through the lens, I would say, of another composer. And yeah, of course, the music uh, we have to dedicate our lives. We cannot have another thing to. I must say that my life is completely 100% all day, 24 hours in music. So we have to dedicate ourselves to it 100%. And when I teach child, I always say them that if you want to be a professional, you have to dedicate your life, your emotions, everything to the piano. And then it will for sure compensate you and give you back with the sound and and the passion that you and the happiness in public that the pianist wants to achieve. So that's one of my advices: to be honest and um, to not be strictly in one only style. I see so many young pianists, for example, playing like Chopin's exactly like he plays Beethoven or he plays Bach. I think, as Pablo said, we should be able to get into not only about the music we are playing, but about the composer's life, about the composer biography, about the style of each piece, and that helps us to achieve a good quality in our sound and a difference because piano doesn't have only one sound. As we all know, piano can be a full orchestra. It can sound like a violin. It can sound with so many tones, and that's one of the most challenging, to not make all different kind of music equal. And yeah, that's basically everything. And respect, of course, the composer, not doing anything wrong with the composer's idea, but as well as interpreting and putting ourselves into music. It's one of the most important things and issues that I find when I teach, and I try to solve these problems in understanding more deeply the composer's idea and their feelings while composing it.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for your beautiful answer, and not just that, for your presence here. We are so honored to have you here, Stefan, and I'm so honored to talk to you. You are a beautiful artist and beautiful soul, beautiful person. Thank you so much for being here today. Pablo, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you. Thank
I
you to
just
you.
would like to add one more thing. I'm really thankful for all the jury members, for Pablo Galdo for the opportunity to be the winner of this competition, and I know the high was very high, and I also thank all the public. They were present in all the days that I was playing there in Vigo, and I had a very good experience, as I told you. And I wanted to say my deepest gratitude to all the jury members: Pablo Galdo, Dmitry Alexeyev, Olya Mustonin, Piotr Andrzejewski, and all the jury members that were in my competition. Thank you so much. And Aline, thank you so much for the patience in finding a time us to talk, because our schedules are very, very intense. But thank you so much. We are in different time zones. So yeah, it was very hard to find a good time to us to talk together. But I really appreciate your help, your attention, and hope to see a very, very successful competition next year. And I'm sure that the level will be even higher than the previous edition. Thank you so much.
thank you so much. 2026 is coming, and I am looking forward. I could not attend the competition 2025. I was there in 2024, but I intend to go now in 2026. So I'm looking forward for the competition and for meeting the participants and for another wonderful time together. Thank you so much, you too. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Pablo. And I hope to see you again through video in person. Thank you.
Thank you, Aline, for this interview. And it was nice to talk to Stefan again. Now I keep in touch with him because he's already, for the history, a prize winner of Vigo. And he's also very open, I must say. Thank you, Stefan, for highlighting our competition. I'm very glad that you like it. But at the moment, I can say that Stefan, I'm proud he was the winner, but also that it's very easy, the communication with him. And in spite his young age, he's only 21, he has an open spirit, which is very, very important, I think. And so I'm really glad that he had a great experience in our competition. And now I'm sorry, Stefan, but you cannot participate again because you were the first prize. Okay? You already won it.
Well, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you and communicate with you soon. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.